If you've never dealt with an HOA Karen, count yourself blessed. If you have, you'll know exactly the breed of entitled I'm talking about, the kind who thinks her clipboard outranks the Constitution. My name's Mitch. I own a 1,200-acre ranch on the edge of town, mostly pasture and timber. It's been in my family for 70 years. A couple of years back, a developer carved up the next-door farmland into tidy half-acre lots, put up a bunch of identical houses, and roped the whole thing into an HOA called Golden Meadows Estates. At first, they kept to themselves. They liked telling each other what color to paint mailboxes and which brand of grass seed was approved. Fine by me, none of my business. Until this spring, when their new HOA chairwoman, Denise Caldwell, decided my business was exactly hers. It started when she banged on my gate one morning. I was halfway through feeding my cattle when I heard the yelling. There she was, standing at my locked ranch gate in a pencil skirt and heels, barking orders like she owned the place. "Excuse me, this unsightly wire fence is bringing down our property values," she yelled, wagging a thick folder of HOA rules at me through the bars. "You need to remove it immediately and replace it with a decorative white fence, per Golden Meadows guidelines." I laughed. Golden Meadows guidelines? I told her kindly that my fence was staying put. My cattle didn't care about her aesthetic preferences. She shouted that she'd fine me daily and threatened to call the county inspector. I reminded her my ranch wasn't in her HOA. Denise didn't care. She showed up 3 more times that week. Once with a measuring tape, once with a clipboard, and once with her phone out, live-streaming herself ranting about my blight. On the 4th visit, I saw her marching up the drive as I was hauling hay. I calmly set the gate chain in place, locked it tight, and shut it in her face before she could step foot inside. She banged on the bars like a zoo animal, hollering that she'd have me removed. 5 minutes later, my phone lit up. The county sheriff wanted to check a trespassing complaint. They showed up polite as ever. I invited them in, poured them coffee, and walked them through my deed, which predated Golden Meadows by half a century. But here's the part that made this sweeter than spring hay. Denise had no clue that 2 years ago, I bought a silent share in the development company that built Golden Meadows. Long story short, when the original developer hit money trouble, I acquired the main road, the clubhouse lot, and, you guessed it, Denise's house plot. Through a trust, I'm technically her landlord. She rents the land on a 99-year lease. And that lease has rules of its own, rules she was breaking daily with her harassment. I called my lawyer. Next week, Denise got a notice. Cease trespassing on my ranch, or she'd be found in violation of her ground lease, and lose the right to stay on her property. The look on her face when she read that letter was worth every lawyer's dime. She tried to hold an emergency HOA meeting on my ranch drive to demand my compliance. I shut the gate in her face again. This time, she didn't dare call the cops. They'd already told her the law wasn't on her side. A month later, she resigned as chairwoman for personal reasons. Rumor is she's trying to sell her house and move to another HOA where she can boss around someone else. Fine by me, just as long as she keeps her nose on her postage stamp of grass and away from my gates. And my fence? Still standing, still wire, still keeping my cattle where they belong, and HOA Karens where they belong too.